Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing, of waving at old friends. Hello. We welcome the certain and the seeking, the long-timers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. All of you can find a home here at Throop, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the heart of our homes. Good morning to all of our friends joining us on live stream. This Sunday concludes our three-part series on the becoming a purveyor of awe, which really means inviting your friends and family to open themselves up to the delights and wonders of the world around them as a way to tend to their hearts and their spirits. And this coming week, we have many ways for you to deepen your connections here at Throop. And it was so many this week, I had to randomly choose 3 of them. And if you want to know the others of them, look at your tidings. It comes out every Thursday, and it's so full of ways to connect and make good friends. So the 3 this week that I'm mentioning: bingo night, which will be Wednesday, led by Jessica, and I think it's from 5:30 to 7:30. Food provided, thank you. And the Dig Deeper small group discussion about the monthly worship theme will be Thursday at noon. And if it continues to be so beautiful, we will gather with our sack lunches on the courtyard patio. And the third is Bible study and vegetarian potluck with Nick, our intern minister, and that will be next Saturday afternoon. You can find, as I said, more info about these and other ways to connect in our tidings. Each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our candles of prayer and healing with words from John O'Donohue. We live between the act of awakening and the act of surrender. Each morning, we awaken to the light and the invitation of a new day in the world of time. Each night, we surrender to the dark, to be taken to play in the world of dreams where time is no more. Awakening and surrender, they frame each day and each life. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lights we now occupy. The land under and around Throop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tonga Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. We light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
We sing into this glorious morning with our opening hymn, number 1000, and the teal hymnal, Morning Has Come. And I invite you to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow, number 1000.
Shines upon each face.
This month, our worship services ask us to become purveyors of awe, meaning to encourage our friends and family to seek out moments of everyday awe in their lives as a way to open their hearts and deepen their relationships. For many people, noticing the smallest details in our earth, for reaching for the furthest horizons in the sky, bring about a sense of awe and wonder. Try to remember the last time some part of the natural world touched you with a feeling of vast mystery. Hold that close as we share our Throop promise to our planets. You'll find the words in your order of worship. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. Today's wisdom from our Unitarian Universalist tradition is the poem Litany by George Campbell, Jamaican poet and journalist. This piece is included in Lifting Our Voices, Readings in the Living Tradition. I hold the splendid daylight in my hands, inwardly grateful for a lovely day. Thank you, life. Daylight, like a fine fan spread from my hands. Daylight, like a scarlet poinsettia. Daylight, like yellow cassia flowers. Daylight, like clean water. Daylight, like green cacti. Daylight, like seas sparkling with white horses. Daylight, like sun-strained blue sky. Daylight, like tropic hills. Daylight, like a sacrament in my hands. Amen.
For so many of us, it's important that we find ways to keep our delight baskets full. Things that bring us joy or that help us feel good. And I have a delight basket. I gathered some beautiful things this morning from the Throop garden, and I wonder if there are any children or other individuals that would enjoy coming up to the chancel and taking a look at the delight basket with me. Would you like to come? Emily? Laramie? There's so many things in the world that can bring us a sense of delight, and finding beauty in nature is one of the ways that brings delight into my life. And I was able to stroll through the garden and took a few things. And Stella, do you know what you have in your hand? Yeah, I would be too. Hello, brand new, and I'm asking her a question in front of everyone. I get it. Well, I wonder, with you all holding things in your hand, are there things about it in particular that you might find beautiful or delightful? Emily, anything about what you're holding that you find beautiful and delightful? Maybe the color or the texture? They're And it goes with what she's wearing. Love it. I appreciate the color coordination. One of the things in the garden that I am always struck by is this amaranth. I mean, hello. I chose it because it goes with my outfit too, Emily. Yay. And I don't know if you call those flowers or what we call that, Laramie. What is that?
Bird food.
Ah, Laramie says it's bird food, but it's fuzzy and it drapes so beautifully, and the color at this time of year it's just so stunning. So it really just fills me with a sense of delight. And I found these out in the garden. Laramie, what's this called?
Lavender. No, I got it wrong.
Uh-oh, I gotta get a new assistant.
I don't know.
I think it's Bee's Friends. Paula says yes. And I had to be so careful this morning when I took this because it was full of bees. They're just doing their own bee thing. They weren't giving me any mind. But again, the flowers are really fuzzy and they just like sway so gently in the breeze. What is that?
Dare I add lavender.
And lavender. And Laramie, what do you find delightful about lavender?
Certainly the smell.
And just like the bee's friends, when you're out in the garden in the sunshine, the lavender is also just full of bees doing their bee thing, having a really great day out there. Well, do you all want to share anything else that you might find delightful or fun in the world that you really enjoy when you come across it?
The smell of the sage.
Yeah, Agatha has white sage, and she's going like that, and I can even smell it from this far away. And there's one of you, and I won't say who, but you bring me delight every Sunday because he comes in with a little bit of the white sage in his pocket, and it just perfumes the area around him so beautifully. And you want to say what that is?
Nasturtium, which we have a lot out there, and it's edible. We have nasturtium pesto today in the coffee and social afterward.
Well, my invitation to you all is to really pay attention today to things you come across that bring you a sense of delight, and maybe even try to count how many you find, maybe even just in the course of the next 45 minutes at church. And each Sunday, our children engage in the Kids Dig In program together, where they discover delights in friendship and faith formation, and we have a practice of singing them into that program. The lyrics are in your order of worship. Thank you all for coming to the chancel today. And Wisdom Inspired by Our Earth is a poem by Joy Harjo. The stuff I need for singing, by whatever means, is garnered from every thought, from every heart that has ever pounded the earth. The shapes of mountains, of cities, a whistle leaf of grass, or a human bent with loss will revise the pattern of the story. I take it from there, play it through the heartbreak of the tenderness of being, until I am the sky, the earth, the song, and the singer. Our interlude is Rising Green. If you would like to sing along, it's number 1068 in the Teal hymnal.
My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak. Her sound doth run in my veins. Boundless my soul, like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end. My sight as deep as the sea. Beating my heart sounds the measures of old, that of love's eternity. That of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
At the LA Rams football game, there's a chant. Whose house? Our house. So I'm looking at the first line here of the offering, and it says, this church, our church. So let's try that. Whose church?
Our church.
Whose church?
Our church.
There you go, yeah. And we support it through our gifts of time, our gifts of talents, our gifts of treasure. We pause each week in worship for a moment of financial generosity, and we ask that you make a donation to Throop. You can give online. The directions are in your order of worship. Or place your gift in the offering plates. If you are a first-time visitor, please let the offering plate pass you by. Thank you for supporting our life together. The offering will now be gratefully received.
The ceiling is high to let your soul rise up to the angels who teach you to fly. When you're weary of clouds, helps you back down and welcomes you home to this hallowed ground. It's gilded in gold, gilded in rust, for heaven below and heaven above. The heaven we know here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth. The windows are wide, so that darkness and light, mystery and beauty meet you inside. And there's room enough to hold all of us who gather in friendship, gather in love. It's gilded in gold, gilded in rust, for heaven below, heaven above. The heaven we know here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth. It's gilded in gold, gilded in rust, for heaven below and heaven above. The heaven we know here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth, our church of the earth, our church of the earth.
In a spirit of gratitude, we lift up those supporting today's worship service. I'd like to thank Vahe for running live stream, Teresa for serving as our greeter, Spencer, our worship associate, Faith with our children's program, Tom coordinating our coffee and conversation hour, local vegan bakery, ID Eclair, for donating many boxes of delicious desserts for our coffee hour. I would like to thank Malcolm and choir for putting so much heart into music that then fills our spirits. Jessica for all of your administrative support. Cynthia, who is gonna just took the offering, thank you. And then I'd also like to thank a special group of people in the congregation. Two special groups of people. One, we had folks who were on campus yesterday with our winter garden work day, and I don't have their names on my paper, but I know Paula and Vahe and Cynthia and maybe Anna Lee were in that group, and I'm so sorry if you were there and I just left you out. We'll put it in tidings. And I also want to lift up a special group of people that help every Sunday with worship, and that's our greeting team. And it is such an easy entree into volunteering in the church and a great way to be able to meet people in the congregation. If you're interested in being a greeter, or if you're a longtime greeter and you don't remember where the greeting supplies are kept, you're not the only one. We're having a very short greeter refresher training right after worship today, led by Hillary. Thank you. And that will be at 12:15. So get a coffee, get a croissant, and meet in the back of the sanctuary with Hillary. As we pause in recognition for all of the ways we support our Throop community life, I invite you to share those words of gratitude that you'll find in the order of worship. With gratitude for the ministries of the church that hold us and embolden us to love the world, we bless our offering and the many gifts we share. And with so much going on in our country, that has been hard to witness, to hear about. We very intentionally programmed our centering hymn filled with loving kindness today. We are not going to be swept away by a tide of hatred and meanness and ugliness. That's not who we are. And part of our purpose in coming together on Sunday is to refill our well, to remember that we lead with love and that we won't let anyone take our joy away from us. We refill ourselves so we can continue showing up as the people we want to be that are needed in the world. And so our centering hymn, number 1031 in the teal hymnal.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May I be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
And with loving kindness, I do lift up the additional people who were in the garden yesterday. I'd like to thank Randy and Jamal and Stephanie. And I invite you into prayer. Holy Mystery, source of life and love, on this Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, it feels like our country and world are so far from the dream MLK cast for us and invited us into. Remind us of who we are when fear tries to name us otherwise. Restore us to the truth that lies beneath our exhaustion. Anchor us in the knowledge that we are loving and loved, not because we have succeeded or checked everything off of our to-do list, but because we belong. Give us courage to grow into our responsibility to show up without abandoning our tenderness. Help us become more of who we are for the sake of one another, for the healing of the world, to build up that beloved community, for the love that will not let us go. For all that is our life, we give our thanks and praise. Amen.
Joyful is the dawn, holy hidden God, rolling cloud of light beyond all naming, majesty in darkness, energy of love, word in flesh, the mystery proclaiming. Joyful is the dawn, Spirit of the deep, winging wildly o'er the world's creation. Pelican sheen of midnight, rich, black, and bright, swooping with the beauty of a raven. Joyful is the dark, depth of love divine, roaring, booming, thunder cloud of glory, holy, haunting beauty, living, loving God. Hallelujah, sing and tell the story.
My Monday morning walk was accompanied by an orchestra of birdsong. At first, I was completely focused on the sidewalk. I don't know what your neighborhood is like, but frankly, city of Los Angeles, they are not maintaining the sidewalks in my neighborhood. I know, you're surprised. And that's not the point of my sermon, but I'm just saying that it makes sense why I was so focused on where my feet were going if you saw the sidewalks in my neighborhood. And so there were also all of these thoughts, as they do, jostling around in my mind, trying to get their thought up in the front of it. And one of those thoughts was, oh, I'm supposed to be preaching about beauty to the congregation on Sunday. And part of my worship prep really was thinking about beauty around me, not the cracks in the sidewalk. So then I heard the birds trilling over to my left, and then I looked up, listened, and I heard birds then over to the right until it all became this immersive experience of incredible music right there on that crumbly sidewalk. And the soundtrack continued to buoy my steps into our local neighborhood market. And as I went in, my mind full of birdsong, it took me a minute to notice the subdued atmosphere and the market. Usually I walk into that market and the market owners are full of stories and asking me how I am and telling me about the items they picked up from the farmers that are displayed on their table, but they were so quiet and seemed so sad. And they told me that ICE had been in our neighborhood just that morning. Just that morning, 4 blocks from that store, 4 blocks from my house, disappearing, hard-working people who were out there making breakfast burritos and Mexican pasta on York Boulevard. These are folks who are so much a fabric of our neighborhood, and in a moment, they were just gone. Left behind were the blue canopies that they put over their cooking tables, the tables still out there, their vehicles all still in the parking lot, right there in front of the old 99-cent store. Jack just shouted out for the live stream to defund ICE. I will have no editorial or pastoral comment on that. And so the bird song faded as I tried to take in that neighborhood news. Only 18 days into 2026, and so much has already caused our hearts to break. For us to fear for our loved ones' safety, and for us to wonder about the chaos and confusion that confronts us on a daily basis. And I know some of you might be wondering, why is Reverend Tara asking us to be purveyors of awe this month? Why is she exhorting us to awaken and surrender to beauty? Shouldn't she be telling us to go to City Hall and pound on the doors? I'm asking you to do both. And I'm asking you to deepen your practice of everyday awe, to awaken to the beauty in the world, to surrender to some of the things we can't control, exactly so we can continue to voice our values, to leverage our collective power, and to sustain change that really will make the world better. Our Unitarian ancestors sought moments of awe as part of their own quest for truth and meaning. Each of them gave this experience of awe their own name or description. Margaret Fuller named it the All. Henry David Thoreau, the Scheme. And Ralph Waldo Emerson, the transparent eyeball. What? I'm really going to have to think about that one for a while and read more about it. The transparent eyeball, coming to you live from a theater near you. The definition of awe we've been working with this month comes from a book by Dr. Keltner titled Awe, the New Science of Everyday Wonder and How It Can Transform Your Life. And Keltner's definition of awe is this: awe is the feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends your current understanding of the world. And Keltner goes on to explain that awe transforms us. And it does that by quieting the self-focused, nagging, critical, ego-driven, status-conscious self. And awe empowers us into collaboration, to open our minds to delights, and to see the deep patterns of life. We began January with an invitation for you to find everyday awe, just the wonder that's right there at your fingertips. Last week, within the context of our Eaton Fire commemoration, I invited you to consider the awe we feel when we come together collectively for something bigger than any one of us. And today we turn toward the beauty in our lives with the invitation for you to go out of your way and notice the beauty around you. John O'Donohue, the late mystic and author, wrote about beauty's power to heal. We live between the act of surrendering and the act of awakening. Each morning we awaken to the light and the invitation to a new day in the world of time. Each night we surrender to the dark, to be taken to play in the world of dreams where time is no more. At birth, we are awakened and emerge to become visible in the world. At death, we will surrender again to the dark to become invisible. Awakening and surrender, they frame each day and each life. Between them is the journey where anything can happen, the beauty and the frailty. Beauty needs freedom to flourish. Years ago, I noticed this in the built environment of Berlin. It was 2003, so 14 years since the Berlin Wall was taken down, and a friend took me to a former checkpoint, and maybe some of you have been there, and you can stand at the checkpoint and you look one way into what was West Berlin, and you look another way into what was East Berlin. And looking toward the west, I saw a cityscape that captivated me. There was creativity and color and liveliness. And looking the other way toward the east, I saw a cityscape that read as drab and concrete and lifeless. We're living in a time where the powers that be are doing everything they can to squeeze out the vibrant, joyful rainbow beauty, squeeze it out of our communities, our families, our friendship circles. And we say no to that. We say no to that as a moral and religious imperative. And one way we strengthen our collective voices, tend to our inner reserves and our spiritual lives, is awakening and nurturing the beauty that already surrounds us. Shuka Kalantar is a researcher who created a practice of noticing beauty, and she wrote about its importance. When we naturally notice and appreciate the beauty around us, it can lead to all kinds of different benefits. Studies show it can make us more satisfied in life, have a stronger sense of meaning, and act with more kindness towards others and to the environment. And in these days that are taking up so much of our personal capacity, dwelling in beauty gives our hearts room to heal. Gazing on beauty, we make room to be inspired. And meditating in the presence of beauty, we let go of thoughts that distract us. Where do you find beauty in your life? We don't have to retreat into the desert or climb to great heights to dwell in beauty. And on your way home from church today, look out the window or look up from the sidewalk or to the side of your bike ride. Is there a tree you've never noticed before that is blooming spectacularly right now? Can you notice the shade of blue in the sky, our Southern California January blue? We are being pummeled by some of the ugliest human acts right now. And if you feel like cowering under the covers rather than eagerly reaching out toward everyday beauty, I can certainly understand that. But I invite you this week to choose to search out beauty, to be really intentional about it. Knowing that I was preaching about this topic today, I began the week with my intention to jot down every beautiful thing I saw. And honestly, with the news coming in, knowing what's happening in the world, it was so easy to let that practice go. It seemed like other things needed my attention. Your practice of awe this week, your homework, is to undergo a practice of 9 beautiful things. And at the end of each day or the next morning, to take 15 minutes or so and write about 9 things you saw in the day that were beautiful. 3 about nature, 3 about people, and 3 about anything in general that captivated you. And as you do this homework, I want you to consider this homework part of your resistance to the hate and meanness that is permeating our federal government right now. This is part of your resistance. And may your homework, noting 9 things of beauty each day for a week, may it open you up to everyday awe, an awe that integrates you more deeply into your circles of compassion, that connects you with the vast forces of life, and that uplifts you to raise your voice for values of good and decency and fairness and humanity and equality. And we sing into that promise our closing hymn, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth, and I invite you to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow, number 21.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. So all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. So all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. So all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
And gently take the hand or shoulder of someone near you. The flames from our chalice and our candles are extinguished. We carry their light with us. May the light from this community fill your lives with beauty, hope, compassion, and laughter. Let's take joy and love out into the world. I love you all. Go out and love the world. Amen and blessed be.
Amen. Blessed be.